Hello, how are you all doing today? This is Arun Raj. In today's class, we are going to learn about the another factor which is essential for the ecosystem to function as a unit. Today's topic is energy flow. Sun is the ultimate source of energy for all ecosystem on Earth, except for the deep sea hydrothermal ecosystem. The solar radiation that can be utilized by plants for photosynthesis is called photosynthetically active radiation PAR. From the overall solar radiation, only 50% is mentioned as PAR. The plants are able to capture only 2 to 10% of the PAR, and it is the energy used to sustain all life on Earth. There is unidirectional flow of energy from the sun to producers and then to the consumers. Therefore, all the organisms are directly or indirectly dependent on the sun. Every ecosystem follows first and the second law of thermodynamics. The first law of thermodynamics states that energy can be converted from one form to another form with the interaction of heat, work, and internal energy, but it can neither be created nor destroyed under any circumstances. The unidirectional flow of energy shows the first law of thermodynamics as energy from sun converted into chemical energy by the producers, for example plants, which are then utilized by the consumers. Then energy is neither created nor destroyed at any level. Next one is second law of thermodynamics. It states that the state of entropy of the entire universe as an isolated system always increase over time. The second law also states that the changes in the entropy in the universe can never be negative. Energy flow in the ecosystem occurs in the form of food chain. Food chain is defined as a series of organisms, each dependent on the next as a source of food. Food chain, the organisms are classified into 6 categories. The first one is producers. All the green plants in the ecosystem that utilize solar energy for photosynthesis. They are always autotrophic. And the second one is consumers. All heterotrophs are directly or indirectly dependent on plants for food, and hence they are all called consumers. Depending on their position in the food chain, they can be primary, secondary, tertiary, or quaternary consumers. Third one is primary consumer or herbivores, the organisms that are directly dependent on the producers. You can see in this image, grasshopper is a primary consumer. And the fourth one is secondary consumers, or it is also called as primary carnivores. Organisms are dependent on the primary consumers. You can see here, frog is an example for secondary consumer. And the fifth topic is tertiary consumers or secondary carnivores, the organisms that are dependent on the secondary consumers. And the sixth one is quaternary consumers or tertiary carnivores, the organisms that are dependent on the tertiary consumers. They are usually the top carnivore in a food chain. Finally, a food chain cannot have more than a quaternary consumer, as there won't be enough energy left. If you have any doubts in this class, please leave your comments. See you in the next class. Never stop learning.